is we've brought the best of the best, and they're going at it for the top cash.
Also joining us on today's show to bring us all the behind-the-scenes activities, this is Joe Schultz. Melissa Wright will be talking to some of the winning drivers after each heat. Every Demolition Derby needs somebody to keep the crowd entertained. This is our track announcer, Gord Byers. There are many rules and regulations in effect for this 9th annual Widewater Demolition Derby with $100,000 up for grabs. We need to make it fair for everyone. The only part of the vehicle which is allowed to be painted white is the driver's side door. Any intentional hit on the driver door will result in an automatic disqualification. Drivers must make a hit within a specified time frame of 90 seconds. If they are not able to make a hit, they will be disqualified. When a vehicle becomes disabled or is timed out, drivers must break off their marker flags and remain in the vehicle until the heat is ended. The driver who delivers the last aggressive hit will win the heat. All winning cars are taken aside immediately after the heat and inspected for reinforcing. If any is found, the car will be disqualified. To bring us more insight of this ruling, let's bring in our resident expert, Smokin' Joe Watson.
Right now we'll open up the hood. Our techers right now will check under the hood for any welding that might be there. We're allowed 2 ready rods through the frame in the front of these cars. There again, I look at that as a safety precaution. It's something to hold the hood down. We would like every driver to go home with their teeth this weekend. As you can see, he's got chains on the bumpers, which again, they're not going through the hood, they're going through his ready rod. You're allowed 6 points to tie down your hood and 6 points on the back of the cars to tie down. They'll go down each side of it. Our biggest thing here is checking for safety aspects. Door bars. On our door bars, we do have a rule on the length of our door bars, 76 inches being the total length of them. There is no rule on the width of them. As this car has, he's got some pretty wide door bars, but that's driver protection. You don't put out a car by hitting them on the side. So right now they'll check for the battery, make sure it's secured, make sure it's covered. They're looking at gas tank, transmission coolers, and any welding that they see on the body. There is no welding allowed to the body, inside or out, for any reason. Everything has to be bolted, and that's just to make it a more level playing field for everybody involved. Once he passes his tech, we'll bring him up over to the ramps and we'll do an inspection underneath him. We're now bringing the car up over the ramp. He's now passed inspection as far as the safety concerns, as far as the no welding to the body, as far as having his hood secure, everything in place. He now comes onto the ramps. What we have here is 2 officials. They will look under the car from bumper to bumper. They're looking for obvious reinforcing of anything. There again, no welding to the frame.
Smokin' Joe Watson, thanks very much for that information. Well, everyone, we're into the elimination rounds. Here's what we're gonna see. There's 14 heats in total, around 15 cars per heat. Now, the winner of each heat will move on to the finals. Second place cars, they're not out of it, no way. They'll have another chance in the semifinals, plus there's the buyback for those that don't quite make the cut right now. To get us started, let's see some of the action from Heat 1. Heat number 1 began on a very, very muddy track. Traction and the muck flying, blinding the drivers at times, posing most of the problems. But they're still managing to get in the good hits. Not high-speed hits, but enough to do a lot of serious damage to some of the cars. Speed is a problem here. What the drivers want to do is to be able to get up to a great amount of speed to do the most damage, but as you can see here, this is not happening in this heat number 1. And there's the big final kill shot. Looks like it's going to wrap it up for this heat. Off to the final is car number 46, Trevor Guthrie from Edmonton, Alberta. Now let's have a look at the action from heat number 2. The dirt continues to fly, but the track is improving somewhat. Just a couple of combatants left. Got one big hit there. Looks like maybe one more hit is going to put this Auto Village car out of action. There's the steam, and his flag is down. This race is done. Our winner, heat number 2, Ron Hodges, better known as Boss Hog from Richmond, Michigan. Let's join Joe Schultz now. He's in the pits with last year's winner, Lauren Hostin.
I'm in the pits here with Lauren Hostin, last year's winner of this big derby. Lauren, this year it's war out there. I know you travel with Rick Nystrom. What's it going to take to win it this year?
Well, there's about 150 wagons here this year as opposed to only about 20 or 30 last year. And it's just going to be dog eat dog. Even though Rick's my buddy, it's my money, not his.
Thanks very much, Joe. Let's have a look now at heat number 3. Just before this heat got underway, Mother Nature opened up the skies one more time, bringing more rain. And as you can see there, the muck is a little bit deeper and flying. But the drivers are still managing to get in the hits that they need, the kill shots, to take this heat and move on into the final. And we're close to it now. Here's last year's winner, Lauren Hostin from Leduc, Alberta. Lining up in reverse, trying to get some speed, put on the big hit, and put an end to heat number 3. And it's final now. Lauren Hostin takes heat number 3. Melissa had a chance to talk